Is day 1371 of Shulchan Yomi. I want to be chutz for Am Yisrael in our war against Gaza, which yesterday, unfortunately, there were several people killed and wounded. It should be chutz for their for Shlema and the Yom Nishmas, those who fell. Today we're doing your Adeh Siman Reish Mem Vav Sifud Aleph to Yud Ches. Yud Aleph. Lo Yomar Adam Torah V'Charchi Yisrael Yisha. Person first learn Torah and then get married. If you get married first, so then Yev Shaul Asik B'Torah. He can't probably learn Torah. Because he has a millstone around his neck. He's going to be compelled to seek after Parnasa. That's when he is a person of a colder nature, or is a righteous person. He can overcome his Yetzirah. But otherwise, she hits him his Garbalab, when he sees Yetzirah overcoming him, he saw Isha should marry first. Yadesh Bas Ish Amid, and he should be Mahader, he should be Machmir to take the daughter of an affluent person and a person who's God-fearing. To help him to have the capacity to sit some years on learning Torah. That was custom previous generations. Because great is the reward of those who take Tamil Chomit to be as husbands to their daughters. Or if he can get a wife who herself is the Yiras Hashem, who can sustain him, how wonderful. He can't get all these things. He can't get number one or number two. He should get married and go to work. If you set time to learn Torah, Baruch Hu does not come with unrealistic expectations to his creatures. It doesn't matter if you learn a lot, you'll learn a little. As long as your intent is the Shem Shemayim. But from setting aside time to learn Torah, no Jewish man really, can exempt himself. To what extent does the person need to learn? Until the day of his death. Lest they depart from your heart your entire life. Anytime you're not learning, if you're not involved there, you're going to forget there. The Torah are difficult to acquire, like golden vessels, the Kal Abdon, and easy to lose, easy to for them to disintegrate, like glass vessels. That Eve says, in the dead, you're free. Once a person dies, he's exempt from having to learn Torah and do mitzvahs. But a person's entire life, he can't exempt himself from mitzvahs, even one day, even 1 hour. You'd base. You should know the possessions by the if his Yetzirah is not overwhelming, we should first learn then get married. Torah I don't know what the limit to that learning is. Doesn't make sense to say a person can forsake getting married, having children his entire life. So I only find this rare exception by Ben Azai. So the Moresh Torah, whose soul was too desirous of Torah to get or he made married, depending on the understanding. The Rambam says like there is no limit. You're running the obligation when somebody's training his old to get married. He's distracted by it. He's concerned to get married to a wife lest he get distracted by making his livelihood. His bottom turn is going to negate his Torah learning. He can push it off. Umasha sounds like Kamash Yirtza as much as he wants. Those Yetzirah overwhelms him. And he responds a little bit to my Torah until he has sustenance without having to desist from learning Torah. That's the Beit Shmuel in Ibn Ezra says that. He's not Ben Azai. Who learned until he saw he didn't get married. Amshayola Ben Ma'isman, even though he had with what to make a living. And he didn't wanting to get desist from learning, even for the purpose of having children. In Neshkid also Haraba because of his great diligence. Yurgimel. Seder limud amim b'kiddushin. Says the Kiddushin sheyashlish limud. A person should divide it by learning three. Shlish mikra, a third in Tanakh. Shlish mishnah, a third in Mishnais. Shlish more, a third in Gemara. Ayin Shem. Pio Rambam v'Tur v'Shulchan Aruch Dav. They explain in Zel Shalom. Chayav anim l'shalish limudo. Person has to divide his learning in three. Shlish b'Torah sheb'ksav. A third in the written Torah. Down the Chav Dads for Tanakh. The 24 is the Tanakh, Shlish, Mishnah, third, and the Mishnah, the Torah Shabbat, which is the oral Torah, the Chlauz, the Perish Torah, Shabbat. This includes also the interpretation of Torah Shabbat. The Shlish B'Talmud, the third in Talmud, and she has skill to work on your own intelligence. If you have in, Achrisa, just don't understand how the end emerges from the beginning. The Yotzi Damar Davar, you extrapolate one thing to another thing. If you Davar and compare and contrast one thing to another thing, and he will expound the Torah with the midos, the hermeneutical tools, which are used in order to expound the Torah. Until he knows the primary parameters of mitzvos. How something comes out. Asur, mutar, b'chayetzi, similar things. Barim, shalom, and more things which he learns from his Sorah. Ketzah, how so? About umlus, osim, lachlo, shalosh, b'yom, test b'torah. If the person had a craft and his involved in his malacha 3 hours a day and 9 hours a day in Torah, so Koribem, Shloshim, and 3 of those hours he learns Torah Shabbat. Shloshim, 3 of them Torah Shabbat Peh. Shloshim, the third set 3 hours, Yavin Tov Davar, he can extrapolate things from other things. By Medvar, when it's Shubit Chesim Shalom, when a person is beginning learning. Obviously, Yagdil B'Torah, when he comes screen learning, no longer need to know to involve himself in Torah Shabbat. And not to involve it, no, not Rabbi, but rare is the occasion nowadays. Last time with Torah Shabbat, doesn't have to be constantly preoccupied with Torah Shabbat. Yikra B'Itim is the morning Torah Shabbat, Diva Torah Shabbat. He still has specific designated times, Torah Shabbat, Torah Shabbat. Basically, Shtachta B'Min the Torah, in order not to forget anything from the laws of the Torah. Even though Koyama Talmud, and then you spend the rest of the days involving himself in Talmud in Lumdus. Bilvad, alone. Firocha Liba Vishudaita, according to the breadth of his heart and the calmness of his mind. You got Ishkos, those say the other Mir Shlish and Mikra, that you third should be Tanakh. Ain't no El Tinok Shadan Lokra Mikra Kotzor is only for a child, is not yet sufficiently learned through Tanakh. Avam Shkra Mikra Kotzor, a person learned through Tanakh sufficiently, and Oshas which is not allowed to be involved in the flirt of his life. If they have to leave a little Mishnah Talmud, which is directly side to Mishnah, it's in Talmud. Yeshkos of those who wrote Russians as follows: the law Musel B'Dar in the first generation, when their hearts are open like the opening of the Ulam in the base of Mikdash. The Mishnah, the Talmud, it's not for them to do Mishnah and Talmud 2/3 of their lives. Avidam Bekoidas, the Mikra begins to the Yankusa. Mikra begins to the Yankusa D. Die. Sorry, not D. It's enough to learn Tanakh in one's youth. The rest of their lives should be enough to learn Mishnah and Talmud. Very Litvish. It's the basis in Rabbeinu Yerucham and the Ramah. Rabbeinu Tam Kiddushin says most famous in Rabbeinu Tam. Ta'achshav dai b'Talmud Bavli b'vad. Now it's enough to learn just Talmud Bavli. The Bokol Mikra Mishnah V'Agor, which includes Tanakh, Mishnah, Gemara. Moshe says, like it says in the Talmud of the Bavla, the Talmud of Bavli, Belula is mixed all together, Mikra Mishnah Gemara with Chumash, Mishnah, Gemara. And this we live only like Talmud Bavli, learn only Talmud Bavli. Rabbeinu Ramah Avid Varim, the Rav Ela, the Ramah brings the house of Rabbeinu Tam. The Chen on the Nagimu Magimu Baim. So it doesn't say poorly bunches here. This is the way he basket that people should do. That's slips at the end. Yeah, but you still have to know Tanakh and Mishnah. Tesla, the Indian Libur Chachmas HaKabbalah. The Kabbalah, Hashem, Mishazach, is a praiseworthy. It's a person who merits this. Kimira say Naim, it illuminates the life of being Omek Torah, saying Akadosh, to understand the depth of our holy Torah. No tzarech is a Kedusha B'Tara. But this needs holiness and purity, zrizus, diligence, nekius, cleanliness, and great knowledge of the Talmud itself. Yeshkas of those who say Shalimad Zekodim Arbaim Shar Shulchan this before 40 years. Now, this is not learning Reb Tzaddik or Tzlas Emes or even Zohar Kodesh or Kisariza, but to learn things which have to do with meditative and transcendent forms of behavior in Avodas Hashem. That's what a person has to be careful before they're 40 and holy. The better boy and Labina, if they're 40 years old, they can accomplish understanding. And the boiling quality of youth has diminished. For only spots in the lowest below ace, and most of the people who broke through the barriers to prematurely to learn Kabbalah at the wrong time, Kumtu, they were closed up. They had to close up shop. They were taken away below his mind prematurely. Which Chacham like the Kabbalah say. It's ideal to learn from a Rebbe, mouth to ear. But now, unfortunately, we don't have this. But we do this from Kedoshim, which teaches us the beginning of the learning of this Chachma. Tiny Sefer Shefa, Tiny brings a list of them here. I've never with any of these, and with other ones. Sefer Shefa Tal, Shari Ora, Avodas HaKodesh Adameh, V'abol Yitar Messiah Sumin HaShamayim. When the Master Tzimtzar himself will get assisted. Nowadays, I think I would list Nefesh HaChaim, first three Shorim, not just Shar Dalit, Kisei Ramchal, Reb Tzaddik, and similar for it. Tesayin, Melimut Shar Chachmas, Chesav Rambam, so Perek Dam, Yisoide Etoichel. In the learning of other Chachmas, secular knowledge, passions, Ram writes in the fourth paragraph, the Mutalimo Bakrai B'Shar Chachmas was allowed to learn on occasion. Other Chachmas, eventually, the Sifrei Minim, as long as they're not heretical. Plus, because the Sifrei Minim not allowed to read heretical books, Shemati is which lead the reader astray Midel Chatev from the good pathway of the Derech Ra to the bad pathway. So, from the above term mitzvahs, and actually they're going to rebel against her mitzvahs. V'yesh mehem, Shibam Mardim Gam Machusa Da'ara. And those of them who also rebel against the human government. Books about anarchy and such like. It's not true about those in the Gemara and Poskim and the Kabbalah. Hey, Mishubadim Malchus Aretz. Seems a little like the censorship here. They're subservient to the governance on earth. Believe Shalem with a full heart, Nersh Chavetza, and the desiring soul. Because we're commanded by this, by our Rabbi in many places. Shlomo and Sotus and Shlomo Yeres Hashem B'ni Umloch. Meaning Mishu Yori Hashem, Mr. Gamelech. Somebody is God-fearing will also be fearful of the king. Yudzai blush and say Shiva Reb Haigon or Rabbi Shmuel Nagid. Haigon wrote to Shmuel Nagid as follows: Tikun Aguf Umishor Hanagas Adam Me'esa Mishlo Talmud. Sounds like we're segueing into Musa here. Fixing the body and smoothing the conduct of a person is also involved in learning Mishnah Talmud. V'asher tov liYisrael. It's good for the Jews. Ki limud haTorah yo'il latzmo la'acherim shekos, because learning Torah will be effective for himself and for others as well. Yo'il la'mei aretz will be effective for the ignorant. Ki yimshchim adarchei Torah mitzvah to draw them to Torah mitzvah v'chulei. V'yinagu kol amon la'achris tova v'tikva. And all of the masses will be driven to a good end and to hope for glory. He won't find Shemayim and Yoschet and Zrizus and Ova and Taro Kedusha, and it's asking Mishnah Talmud, except by people who learn Mishnah Talmud. So it's about the Rivosh. Bachshab is saying, in our generation, Tzarech Avli Zar Harbei Abonam Noisov, but be very careful about his sons and daughters. Shalei Pub Reshus Hamin is they should not fall into the net of heresy and apostasis and blasphemy. Shenis Rab Tzah B'Avon and say Rabbin, which has become prevalent in our day and age. This guy brought about and in us has been fulfilled the curse and ikvas of the Mashiach is going to be a lot of brazenness. Brazenness towards heaven, even more. May God have mercy. A few hours a day. Tovia says do Sifrei Poskim Lo Gemara. Lo Gemara and Shop. That's not Arukh HaShulchan, not Gemara. But I shall call each late DNA or a chaim. Certainly, a person's know all of or chaim. Or mix us in your day, like we do in Arukh HaShulchan. You know me. Some of your day have chayshim mishpat. I mean, don't think we do any. I'm a chayil chayshim. Let's say to any person. I ain't sure because tam torah like Rishas. I'll see the about time. It's tam torah. Remember, you know. However, it's thinking im kono mar lohem. If we tell them they got to do all this, let them do cloud. They're not going to do anything. So I'm rocking with daf gemara. No one learned daf you ain't me. Okay, so don't try and dissuade them. Halavai, they should at least do this. Chol Dvar Torah, Meshivas Navesh, any Dvar Torah restores the soul, and reveal the earth to Hashem Torah, brings to pure God fearing. So Arukh HaShulchan was not necessarily a fan of Daf Yomi, but he was realistic. There's all before Daf Yomi existed. But there was always Chevra Shas, which we learn, obviously, Daf Gemara Day, whatever. Yudches, Kasser Rabbeinu Beis Yosef, see if I have on my wall a picture of the Chevra Shas in Telz before the war, which my great-grandfather was a Chaver, and where my grandfather, Hashem Yikom Damo, and Zatzal, and my grandfather Zatzal was really a Magachir. So, and it's from their Siyum. I don't know if they made every 7 years a Siyum, but it's from the Siyum. I should show you the picture. This is my great-grandfather in front. And that is my grandfather in the back. Second row. And it says here, Al Asiyum Hagadol Shel Chevra Gemara Deklois Chevra Kadisha Chaf Adar. I can't read it because it's cut up by the frame. Anyway, something in Adar. I can't read the dates either. It looks like Tarchatz, but that sounds too late. Anyway, that's the picture of the Chevra Shas in Telz in Lithuania. Okay. Yudches. Kasar Beinu Beis Yosef Siv Hey Mamakam Shnago Lilmo Terbis Shab B'Schar Pesel and Torah B'Shabsav for payment. Mutar L'Sluman B'Schar allowed to teach for payment. Avatosh B'Peh Oslam B'Schar Avatosh B'Peh. You're not allowed to teach for payment. But if you can't find anybody to teach it for free, you have to pay. Probably you should start talking about B'Schar, and even though you have to pay, I shouldn't say Shem Shalmati B'Schar Kachla Me'elchem B'Schar. Well, if I had to pay, I know because people pay me. We'll teach other people for free. Zemdi V'Ramper. The Aleph is from the Rambam. Behavi Raya Mikod Ksub. He brings Raya from the person says Emes Knei Bal Timkor. Buy truth, don't sell it. Klomar meaning Alpi Shatok and Isa Emes. Paskin Mishlei assume. Even though you have to buy the truth, Badami with money, don't sell it for money, but for free. The Rambam himself was assisted not to be inspired from Torah. And in fact, he was supported for most of his life by his brother, who was, I should say, most like first part of his life. But his brother was a doctor, and when his brother passed away, he himself became a doctor. But Kvar Kosva Karmani, the ancients who wrote Shimolei Nogim Kate were weak to do like that. Kvar Butler Torah, Torah will be negated from Yisrael because we don't have the wherewithal and stamina and resources. Also, according to strict law, you're allowed to be paid if you're all day teaching others. We don't have another parnasa. We're not paying you to teach, you because you have to take off time from a rewarding profession. That's the word Mashnogo Eden Lamed. Today the custom is to teach everything for salary or payment. He made him spice if he doesn't have what to make leather shirts with it. Affiliation and even as he muskar betela if it's you're not being paid a normal salary, but the amount of money he's getting paid is in order to compensate him for not being able to work a normal job. It's clear that he's leaving behind all of his own commercial activity and commerce. Shari, it's permitted. Kasar Bein Ramah, the Kol Chidushay Sofrim Dahin Mashnika Midrabanan Mutter Schar Lamdo. Any Takonos Rabbanan, you're allowed to take money in order to teach. The bracket says, "Wumi goes Mamanias Mukarmi Time Darim Mamazayin." We decided here directly in peace to time. Okay, it doesn't seem like it seems like it's only about how to teach trop cantillations. Much Kasar Rosh Rosh wrote down that game because Kilchosin to chant the psukim as appropriate. Avol Shai Dim Rabban other than Rabban Kedoraisa, I mean like the Raisa. The Klum needed Moshe Messiah, and they're not getting Moshe Mount Sinai. Could he some test? Show because Baruch Moshe Dikduke Sefer. Baruch to show him inferences in Torah, inferences made by the Rabban and said I and Shop. I mean, Omer Sharov Lonishanosna, but perhaps because it says he showed them and didn't give it to him, that's why you're allowed to take take money for teaching the Rabbanit. Tzarchir, not clear, Viduk. Okay, that's it for today.